Hey my friend, welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you. But in this video, I'm going to give you 7 important tips for starting an online business while you're still on active duty. And no, I'm not talking about MLM or network marketing because that's not a real business.
Got him! Got him!
Now, at the very end of this video, I'm going to give you 2 free gifts as a token of my appreciation to help you start your online business if you're still on active duty. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Now, tip number 1, okay, is to know which core market your product or service is going to fall under. Now, there are 3 core markets to choose from. You have health, you have wealth, and then you have relationships. My recommendation when you are just starting out and you're trying to figure out which core market you should choose is to choose one based on your upbringing, based on your passions, and also based on what you're naturally good at, right? So maybe you love everything that encompasses with fitness and exercise and diet and nutrition, then I would probably choose the health market. If maybe you're really good at money, you've always been a really good saver, you've always been really good at investing, then chances are the best recommendation for you to choose the wealth market. And if you maybe have some experience with relationships and dating, and also maybe you've been married yourself and you have success there, then my recommendation is to choose relationships. Now, I'm going to give you a pro tip to help you choose your core market. I only want you to choose one core market, because if you choose more than one at the same time, then chances are you're going to have to speak to 2 different audiences, which is where you're going to have to create 2 different offers. And when you're just starting out, to avoid confusion, it's best to choose just one core market. Now, the second tip to help you start your online business is to choose a proven and a profitable niche. By now, I would assume that you probably have a good understanding about what a niche is, but if you don't know what a niche is, it's just a segmented group of a larger core market. Now, example of this would be, single parenting if you're in the relationships market. An example of the wealth market would be stock market investing for the niche. And then if you are in the health market, then a good example of a niche might be calisthenics. Now, going back to what I said about selecting one core market, the same thing goes with your niche. Only select one niche. Now, the third tip is to conduct market research and split tests. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm glad that you asked. When you are conducting market research, there are 3 ways to help you conduct market research, okay? The first way is by utilizing a website called answerthepublic.com. On this website, you can simply type in your niche and you can find the most searched things regarding the niche or the topic that you have selected, okay? Now, the reason why I enjoy answerthepublic.com so much is because it can help you discover what is being searched about your niche or your topic on the web, all in one centralized place, okay? Now, the second type of market research tool that you can leverage is forums, right? Now, I'm pretty sure you know the most popular forums, but just in case you don't, the best one I would recommend is Reddit, and the second best forum I would recommend is Quora when you're conducting market research. And the third and final tool that you can utilize, right, when you're conducting market research, if you have a product-based business, is using Amazon reviews. That's right, Amazon reviews. Most people don't even factor in Amazon reviews for product-based businesses, but just getting an understanding about what the market is saying about the product that you plan on selecting and selling to whatever audience that you plan on selling it to will let you know the positive and the negative aspects of this product, so you can have a better understanding of how to make the corrective adjustments and get an understanding of and feel for how many sales you could possibly make. Now, an effective way to get beta testers to test your digital product or service that you plan on offering is by saying something along of these lines. Hey, I'm thinking about creating a course for entrepreneurs who need business credit for their business, who here would be interested in being a part of my beta test group, right? And I'm gonna leave the template for this below this video in the description box. This way, you don't spend a whole bunch of time creating a digital product or service that nobody wants. I want you to do the inverse. Instead of creating something and then selling it, I want you to sell it and then create it, because that way you know that the demand for the product or service that you're about to offer is actually there. Before we get into the last 4 tips of this video, make sure you smash the thumbs up if you're finding this video useful and helpful. But without further ado, let's get into tip number 4. Tip number 4 is to have an automation software for your website, for your funnels, and your landing pages, right? My recommendation is to use something that is an all-in-one, so you don't have to keep shopping around for like plugins and stuff like that. I prefer to use Kartra because it's an all-in-one comprehensive automation software, but you can use Kajabi, ClickFunnels, you could use Teachable, Shopify. It really doesn't matter. It all depends on your personal preference. Tip number 5 is to make sure your offer solves an existing problem in the marketplace. Okay, and if we're being honest, there are only 3 problems that you're really going to help someone solve. You're either A, going to help somebody get in the best shape of their life, you're either B, going to help somebody make more money, or C, you're going to help somebody either repair or find the love of their life. Now, it really boils down to those 3 problems, and the way that you solve those problems, it's going to be unique to you. But at the end of the day, you always want to create a product or a service that solves an existing problem instead of creating one in the marketplace. Tip number 6 is to set aside a minimum of $1,000 for advertising and marketing. Now, most people typically don't have $1,000 to start when it comes to having a marketing and advertising budget. But if you want to build a lot of awareness and you want to get more eyes on your digital product or service, you're going to have to run ads. Luckily for you, while you're still in the military, you can leverage your active duty pay until you start getting sales, so that you can leverage that and put that back into your online business. The 7th and the final most important tip to help you start your online business while you're still on active duty is to create attention-grabbing content to grow your audience organically. One of my favorite things about growing my audience organically is by creating content that resonates with them to get more eyes on my digital product or service on top of me running ads. Now, if you are starting out, you need to have a strategy that helps you constantly get in front of your audience in a way that isn't pushy, that isn't salesy, but comes off as warming and inviting. Now, just in case you skip to the end to get the 2 free gifts, here is a quick recap of the 7 most important tips that you should know before you start your online business while you're still on active duty. Tip number 1 is to know which core market your product or service is going to fall under. Again, pro tip is to only choose one core market. Tip number 2 was to choose a proven and a profitable niche of a larger core market. Tip number 3 is to conduct market research and split tests. Tip number 4 was to have an automation software for your website, your funnels, and your landing pages. Tip number 5 is to make sure your offer solves an existing problem in the marketplace. The 6th tip was to set aside a minimum of $1,000 for advertising and your marketing budget. And the 7th and the final tip is to create attention-grabbing content to grow your audience organically. Now, as a token of my appreciation for making it to the end of this video, as promised, I'm going to give you 2 free gifts to help you in the process of starting your own online business while you're still on active duty. The first gift I'm going to give you is the first 10 pages of my newest book titled Don't Leave the Military Until You Do These 7 Things. All you have to do is click the link in the description box and it's all yours. And the second gift I'm going to give you is my Content Made Easy crash course, which is an in-depth breakdown of how I went from 0 to 10,000 followers on TikTok in 14 days and how my videos were viewed over 1.6 million times and how you can replicate similar success for your social media profile as well. All you got to do is tap the link in the description box. Now, if you made it to the end of this video, you're a part of the 1% of people that actually finish what they start. So kudos to you for that. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new, subscribe to my channel if you enjoy videos like this, and turn on post notifications so that way you get notified whenever I drop a new video. But until next time, peace and blessings to you. I'm out.